As the day gently surrenders to the approaching night, allow yourself to settle in and prepare for a journey of deep relaxation. Tonight, we'll visit a special place that exists between our waking world and the realm of dreams, a haven where stress dissolves and peaceful slumber awaits. Close your eyes and imagine yourself leaving behind the bustle of everyday life. With each breath, you're traveling further from your concerns, moving toward a hidden valley renowned for its healing properties and the gift of profound rest. Feel your shoulders soften as you picture the scene. Golden hour light filtering through ancient trees, the distant melody of flowing water calling you forward. This is a place where time moves differently, more slowly, more gently, where each moment is an invitation to release the tensions you've been carrying. As we begin our journey to the river cabin, know that you're walking a path that countless others have traveled, seeking the same thing you desire tonight: the most restful, rejuvenating sleep imaginable. Let's begin our approach to this Riverside Refuge, where the boundary between consciousness and dreams grows beautifully thin, and where perfect peace awaits you. As twilight settles over the valley, you follow the winding gravel path that leads to the renowned river cabin. The sound of rushing water grows louder with each step, a natural beacon guiding you to your destination. Small river stones crunch pleasantly beneath your shoes, their smooth surfaces polished by years of flowing water. The air here feels different, cleaner, charged with negative ions from the cascading water, filling your lungs with vitality even as it soothes your mind. The cabin appears around the bend, its weathered wooden exterior glowing amber in the last light of day. Nestled between ancient willows and river birches, it seems to have grown naturally from the landscape rather than been built upon it. Soft golden light spills from the windows across the wraparound porch, promising warmth and comfort within. A delicate spiral of smoke rises from the stone chimney, carrying the sweet scent of applewood. This place has earned its reputation. For decades, visitors have journeyed here seeking respite from their busy lives, drawn by whispered stories of the most restful sleep they'll ever experience. Some attribute it to the river's constant soothing symphony. Others believe it's the cabin's perfect placement according to ancient principles of harmony and balance. Whatever the reason, people leave transformed, carrying the deep rest they find here back into their lives like a precious gift. The wide wooden steps leading to the porch creak softly beneath your weight, not from weakness, but from the natural give of well-loved timber. A small brass bell hangs by the door, and as the evening breeze catches it, it produces a clear, sweet tone that seems to announce your arrival to the surrounding wilderness. The host has left the door unlocked for you, just as promised. Stepping inside, you're embraced by warmth that penetrates straight to your core. The interior glows with soft amber light from carefully placed lamps, their shades made of handcrafted paper that diffuses the brightness to a gentle radiance. The open-plan space feels both spacious and intimate, with exposed beams overhead and wide plank pine floors underfoot. A fire dances in the stone hearth, casting hypnotic patterns across the walls. The river's presence is honored throughout the cabin's design. Large windows face the water, allowing its flowing movement to be visible from nearly every angle. The furniture, simple but exquisitely crafted from local wood, is arranged to take advantage of these views. Even the ceiling mimics the river's movement with gentle curves that draw your eye naturally from one space to the next. You set your bag down on the bench by the door, feeling the weight of the outside world lift from your shoulders. The cabin keeper has prepared everything for your arrival. A handwritten note on the reclaimed wood dining table welcomes you and explains the simple rituals that guests have found enhance their experience. When to open which windows to catch the perfect cross breeze, the best spot on the porch to watch moonlight play across the water, the ideal time to use the natural hot spring bath attached to the east side of the cabin. Moving to the kitchen area, you find a pottery mug waiting beside a kettle of water. Various jars contain house-blended teas, chamomile with lavender and passion flower for deep sleep, lemon balm and rose for peaceful dreams, and valerian and hops for those who need extra help unwinding. All the herbs are grown in the garden that slopes gently down to the riverbank, watered by the same river that now serenades you. You fill the kettle and place it on the iron stove, turning the burner to life with a soft whoosh. While waiting for the water to heat, you explore the main living area. Bookshelves line one wall, filled with well-thumbed volumes, nature guides, poetry collections, and dream journals left by previous guests. Some entries speak of prophetic dreams had while sleeping here, others of profound rest that healed long-standing ailments, and many simply express gratitude for the deepest sleep they can remember experiencing. The river's voice filters through the walls, not intrusively, but as a constant, comforting presence. Its sound changes subtly as you move through the space, sometimes more prominent, sometimes a gentle background whisper. This acoustic quality is another intentional element of the cabin's design. The walls are built to amplify and distribute the water's music throughout the interior. The kettle begins to sing, its high note harmonizing with the lower tones of the river. You prepare your tea in the waiting mug, watching as the dried flowers and leaves unfurl in the hot water, releasing both color and aroma into the rising steam. The scent alone seems to slow your breathing, your body already responding to the cabin's medicine. With mug in hand, you move toward the large picture window that frames the river like a living painting. The water catches the last light of day, its surface a rippling canvas of deep blues, purples, and the fiery orange of the setting sun. Native trout occasionally break the surface, creating expanding rings that intersect and dance across the water. Beyond the river, forest rises up the hillside, trees standing sentinel in the gathering dusk. The porch calls to you, and you step outside with your tea to fully immerse yourself in the river's presence. The wooden rocking chair seems to have been waiting just for you, its curved back and seat perfectly accommodating your body. The temperature outside has dropped slightly, creating that perfect balance where the cool air refreshes your face while your body remains warm from the tea and the residual heat of the cabin. From this vantage point, the river reveals itself more fully. Not far upstream, it narrows and rushes over smooth rocks, creating a series of small cascades that inject the water with oxygen and negative ions. Directly in front of the cabin, it widens and deepens, flowing more gently. Downstream, it curves away into the forest, continuing its ancient journey. The sound it creates is complex and layered, a symphony rather than a single note. As full darkness falls, subtle solar-powered lights illuminate the path to the river's edge, not bright enough to diminish the stars now appearing overhead, but sufficient to mark the way. The night sky here, far from any city lights, displays stars in such profusion that familiar constellations almost disappear in the sparkling multitude. The Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a celestial river, mirroring the earthly one before you. You finish your tea and return inside, drawn now to explore the sleeping area. The bedroom is separated from the main space by a partial wall that allows the river's sound to flow freely throughout the cabin. The bed itself is a masterpiece of comfort. A handcrafted frame of river birch holds a mattress filled with organic wool, cotton, and herbs known for promoting deep sleep. The linens are soft beyond imagining, woven from flax grown and processed locally, their texture both substantial and yielding. Beside the bed, a small diffuser releases a subtle blend of essential oils, cedarwood, bergamot, and ylang-ylang, known to quiet the mind and prepare the body for rest. The light here is softest of all, provided by a single salt lamp that bathes the room in a warm, pinkish glow. A skylight directly above the bed allows you to fall asleep, stargazing if you wish. The glass, specially treated to retain the room's warmth while offering a clear view of the night sky. The private bathing area continues the cabin's theme of simple luxury focused on rest and renewal. A deep copper tub sits before a window, framing a perfect view of the river. The water for the bath is heated naturally in a reservoir fed by a hot spring, requiring no electricity or gas. Another example of the cabin's harmonious relationship with its environment. Bath salts made with minerals from the same spring sit in a stone bowl beside folded towels of impossible softness. You decide to indulge in this bathing ritual that so many guests have mentioned in the journal. The tap releases water that is perfectly hot, steaming slightly as it fills the tub. You add a handful of the mineral salts, watching as they dissolve and release their subtle scent of wild sage and forest moss. The bathroom window can be opened to allow the river's sound to accompany your soak, creating a multi-sensory experience of being immersed in water while listening to water's movement. Slipping into the bath, you feel tension dissolve almost immediately. The mineral-rich water seems to have a different quality than ordinary tap water. It feels silkier against your skin, more buoyant, and carries heat differently, maintaining its warmth longer. You lean back, resting your head on the smooth curve of the tub designed for exactly this position, and gaze out at the river, now silvered by emerging moonlight. Time seems to suspend itself as you soak, the boundaries between your body and the water, between inside and outside, between thought and sensation, all becoming pleasantly blurred. The river's constant motion outside the window seems to carry your thoughts along with it, not eliminating them, but transforming them into something flowing and harmless, rather than fixed and troubling. When the water finally begins to cool, you rise and wrap yourself in one of the waiting towels, its embrace like a warm cloud against your skin. The cool air of the room creates a pleasant contrast with your heated skin, raising tiny bumps along your arms that quickly subside as you dress in soft, sleeping clothes. A small shelf near the bathing area holds several glass bottles containing different oils, each with a handwritten label describing its properties. You select one labeled Dream Essence, a blend of jasmine, vanilla, and something unidentifiable but pleasant. The oil is thick and fragrant, warming in your palms before you apply it to your pulse points. Its scent rises with your body heat, creating an aromatic cocoon that moves with you. Returning to the main living area, you notice details that escaped your initial observation. A small indoor fountain burbles quietly in one corner, its design mimicking the river's flow in miniature. The stones at its base are river stones, collected from the very waters outside your window. When you approach, you see that many are inscribed with single words: peace, dream, restore, flow, left by previous guests as tokens of their experience or intentions. The cabin's craftsmanship reveals itself in subtle ways. The precision of joinery where wooden beams meet, the careful alignment of floorboards that direct your eye toward the river, and the placement of windows to capture specific views and qualities of light. Nothing here is random. Every element serves the cabin's purpose of creating the perfect environment for profound rest. By now, your body has begun to synchronize with the rhythm of the river. Your movements become more fluid, less hurried. Your breathing deepens naturally. Your shoulders drop away from your ears, and your jaw relaxes. These physical changes happen without conscious effort. They are simply the body's response to an environment designed in perfect harmony with its needs. The master journal on the coffee table invites your attention. Unlike the personal journals on the bookshelf, this one contains information about the cabin's history and the philosophy behind its design. You learn that it was built 60 years ago by a sleep researcher who had studied indigenous sleep practices around the world. He incorporated elements from various traditions. The placement relative to flowing water from feng shui, the acoustics from Tibetan sound healing techniques, the aromatic elements from Ayurvedic sleep medicine. As you read, the fire in the hearth shifts and settles, sending a shower of sparks up the chimney. The sound draws your attention, and you watch the flames for a while. Their dance as random yet patterned as the river's flow. Fire and water, opposites that somehow create perfect balance in this space. The warmth of the fire reaches across the room to touch your skin, adding another layer of sensory comfort. The bed calls to you now, an island of perfect comfort in the gentle sea of the cabin's ambient sounds. You slide between sheets that somehow manage to be both crisp and soft simultaneously, their weight and drape calibrated to create the perfect microclimate for sleep. The pillow, or rather pillows, as there are several to choose from, supports your head and neck exactly as needed, filled with a proprietary blend of buckwheat hulls, lavender, and other herbs that release their scent with the slightest movement. Lying there, you become aware of how the river's sound has been channeled into the sleeping area. Acoustic panels in the ceiling, cleverly disguised as decorative elements, direct and distribute the sound waves so that they surround you completely without being overwhelming. It's as though you're floating in the very center of the river's voice, held in a cocoon of flowing sound. The skylight above reveals the star-scattered darkness, a window into infinity. Occasionally, a meteor streaks across the view, a momentary flash of brilliance against the eternal backdrop. You make no wish upon these falling stars. In this moment, there is nothing more to wish for. Your body feels simultaneously heavy with relaxation and light, as though gravity's hold has gentled just enough to create the sensation of floating. Your breathing naturally synchronizes with the river's rhythm, a phenomenon that sleep researchers who have studied the cabin have noted in all subjects. This entrainment happens unconsciously, your body's ancient wisdom recognizing and aligning with the water's primal pattern. Your heartbeat similarly adjusts, slowing to its optimal resting rate, no longer driven by the artificial pace of modern life. As your consciousness begins to drift, the boundary between the external world and your internal landscape becomes permeable. The river flows not just outside the cabin, but through your mind as well, carrying away the accumulated debris of thought and worry. Images form and dissolve, perhaps the beginning of dreams, perhaps simply the mind's way of processing and releasing the day's experiences. You become aware of a quality to the air that is different from anywhere else you've been. It feels somehow charged, as though the molecules themselves carry a subtle energy. Many guests have reported this sensation, attributing it to various causes: the negative ions from the rushing water, the cabin's placement at what some believe to be the intersection of natural energy lines, the accumulation of countless peaceful dreams dreamt here over the years. Outside, an owl calls, 3 soft hoots that seem to underscore the night's tranquility rather than disrupt it. The call is answered from somewhere downstream, creating a momentary conversation across the darkness. These nocturnal sounds become part of the river's song, woven seamlessly into the acoustic tapestry that enfolds you. A gentle chime sounds from somewhere in the cabin, so soft you feel it more than hear it. According to the welcome note, this marks the beginning of the deep sleep hours, when the cabin's energy is most conducive to profound rest. Some guests set intentions for their dreams at this time, or practice the brief meditation described in the journal. The tradition feels natural to you, and you take a moment to release any final tensions, settling even more deeply into the embrace of the bed. Your limbs grow heavier, sinking deeper into the mattress that seems to both support and embrace you. The muscles of your face relax, releasing tensions you weren't aware of holding. Your jaw softens, your brow smooths. Even the tiny muscles around your eyes let go of their habitual contractions. This cascade of relaxation continues downward, a wave of release traveling along your spine, through your shoulders, across your chest, down your arms and legs to the very tips of your fingers and toes. The river's song seems to enter your body now, vibrating gently through your bones, harmonizing with your heartbeat and breath. Sleep researchers have recorded unusual brainwave patterns in people sleeping at the cabin. A unique combination of delta waves associated with deep healing sleep and theta waves connected to vivid dreaming and creativity. Whatever the scientific explanation, the subjective experience is one of profound, restorative rest unlike any other. Through the skylight, you watch as clouds occasionally drift across the stars, their edges silvered by moonlight. Their slow movement across the night sky creates another layer of gentle motion to accompany the river's flow. Even the air inside the cabin seems to move in subtle currents, carrying the mingled scents of wood smoke, herbs, and the indefinable freshness of water. Stories about the cabin include accounts of extraordinary healing during sleep, chronic pain subsiding, emotional wounds mending, creative blocks dissolving. The cabin keeper's notes attribute this to the unique combination of elements found here: the negative ions from the water, the acoustics that facilitate specific brainwave states, the essential oils that support the limbic system's healing functions. Science and mystery intertwine in this place, where the boundaries between them seem as fluid as the river itself. As you hover in the liminal space between wakefulness and sleep, you understand why people speak of the river cabin in such reverent tones. There is magic here. Not the supernatural kind, perhaps, but the deeper magic of perfect alignment with natural rhythms, of human craft honoring rather than subduing the environment, of spaces designed with profound understanding of what the body and spirit need to fully rest. Your last conscious awareness is of gratitude for the river that has flowed here since time immemorial, for the hands that built this sanctuary beside it, for the wisdom that designed every element to promote the deepest possible rest. And then even gratitude dissolves as you slip beneath the surface of consciousness into the healing waters of sleep. Your dreams, when they come, are vivid yet gentle. Many guests report extraordinary dream experiences here: lucid dreams in which they solve long-standing problems, prophetic dreams that offer guidance, or simply dreams of unusual beauty and clarity that they remember for years afterward. The cabin keeper maintains that the river itself is the dream giver, its ancient voice telling stories to receptive sleeping minds. The first dreams are often of water, not surprising given the river's constant presence. You find yourself floating on a perfect sapphire sea under an azure sky, buoyed by warm salt water that supports you effortlessly. Sunlight plays across your closed eyelids, creating patterns of gold and crimson. There is no need to swim or move in any way. The gentle current carries you exactly where you need to go. This dream shifts seamlessly into another. You're walking along a path beside a mountain stream, the water so clear you can see every pebble on its bed, every darting fish, every swaying strand of aquatic plant. The forest around you pulses with life and color more vibrant than waking reality. Flowers bloom in impossible hues, and their fragrance is so distinct you can almost name each component. Your body feels incredibly light, moving without effort or pain, perfectly aligned and balanced. Throughout these dreams, there is a sense of message or meaning just below the surface, not urgent or demanding, but patiently waiting for recognition. Many guests report this quality in their dreams at the cabin, a sense that the unconscious mind is communicating something important in its own symbolic language, facilitated by the unique environment. Between dreams, your sleep is deep and restorative. Unlike ordinary sleep, where brief wakeful periods often interrupt the cycle, here you move smoothly from one sleep stage to another. The river's constant sound seems to create a protective barrier around your consciousness, shielding it from disruption. Your brain receives exactly the combination of deep, slow-wave sleep needed for physical restoration and REM sleep required for emotional and cognitive processing. Throughout the night, your body moves through sleep cycles with unusual smoothness, never fully surfacing into wakefulness as often happens elsewhere. The phases of deep, restorative sleep are extended, while transitions between cycles are gentled by the river's constant presence. Your breathing remains deep and even, your heart rate optimally slow and steady, your muscles fully surrendered to gravity's embrace. Outside, the night progresses. Moon and stars wheel overhead. Nocturnal creatures go about their business along the riverbank. The water continues its eternal journey. Inside, you travel your own interior landscape, nourished by a quality of rest that is increasingly rare in the modern world, but remains available here, in this special place where the river's wisdom has been honored and incorporated into human shelter. When morning eventually arrives, you will awaken naturally, without alarm, your body having received exactly the amount of rest it needs. You'll feel a clarity and refreshment that many guests struggle to describe, but all recognize as extraordinary. Some say they feel new-made. Others speak of a lightness that persists for days or even weeks after their stay. The morning will bring its own gifts. The river transformed by dawn light, mist rising from its surface, birds celebrating the new day with their chorus. But that is hours away yet. For now, you sleep the profound sleep that has made the river cabin famous among those who know. A sleep that heals, restores, and transforms. A sleep cradled by flowing water, held in the embrace of a space designed for perfect rest, beneath stars that have witnessed countless dreams. A sleep that is, in its own quiet way, magical. As the night deepens, the cabin seems to deepen with it, settling more firmly into its relationship with the earth beneath and the river beside it. The wooden beams expand and contract subtly with temperature changes, creating occasional soft creaks that blend perfectly with the water's symphony. These sounds become part of your dream landscape, the language of the cabin speaking directly to your unconscious mind. The river changes its song throughout the night, sometimes quickening after a distant rainfall upstream, sometimes slowing to a gentler murmur during the deepest hours of darkness. These variations create a natural binaural effect that guides your brain through different sleep states, each serving its purpose in the complex architecture of rest. Your body responds instinctively to these subtle cues, decades of evolutionary wisdom recognizing the healing potential in this ancient lullaby. In the final hours before dawn, your sleep reaches its greatest depth. This is when the body performs its most profound healing work. Cellular repair accelerates, inflammatory responses reduce, and the immune system rebalances. The river's sound seems to deepen during these hours as well, as though matching your internal rhythm. This is the time when many guests report their most significant dreams and insights, emerging from the deepest layers of consciousness. The first hint of approaching dawn brings subtle changes to the cabin's atmosphere. The air freshens perceptibly, carrying new scents, morning dew on grass, the distinct mineral perfume of stones warming in first light. Birds begin their dawn chorus, not intrusively, but as a gentle transition in the acoustic landscape. The river's voice seems to brighten, adding higher notes to its composition. But all this remains hours away. For now, you continue your journey through the landscape of perfect sleep, cradled by the river's song, held in the cabin's embrace, your consciousness free to wander pathways of dream and restoration that will eventually lead you back to wakefulness, renewed, refreshed, and perhaps in some small but significant way, transformed by your night in the legendary river cabin. Sleep well. Good night.